I mean, hogs are smart, they're cautious, they're wary.
Usually you won't have one of those real big boars till later.
20 years of doing this, we've learned a lot.
They're coming in every night.
You can shoot as many as you want, every night, all night.
He is literally staying right there by that feeder. The later it gets, the bigger hogs I see. Hunting these hogs at night, make no mistake, it can be a challenge, but we're trying to put the odds in our favor any way we can, especially when we only have a limited amount of time that we can hunt. On our setups, we're trying to train these hogs with our feed times later in the night, whether it's 2 or 3 times a night or just 1 time a night at 11 o'clock at night. We do that long enough over and over, and you start seeing a few hogs come in. My experience has been you'll see a few at first, maybe just 1. If there's enough hogs around there, you'll have a few more. Then you got something. If those same hogs keep showing up and you see them on the camera, do not be afraid to take advantage of that. You have to be aggressive. And it's not all about, oh, you have to use our stuff on this, but I can guarantee you that the stuff that we have, that we make, will give you the edge and make you successful if you use it properly.
When we get ready to go nighttime hunting, you know, we're night owls. Most of y'all out there probably just want to go sit in the stand and shoot a hog. If that's the case, the best thing to do is get there early and just wait it out. When it comes to the bigger hogs, I want that feeder going off late, and I'll come in about an hour before it goes off. Say if it goes off at, say, midnight or 2 a.m., 1 a.m. In some of my setups, the hogs will not run there until later, so I can get in there 15 minutes. If I can get in there and get set up, no noise, get in there as quiet as I can, 15 minutes before the feeder goes off, and then a little while later you start hearing the hogs coming. They're making their rounds. Many years ago, I would set a lot of my feeders to go off at like 10 o'clock in the summertime, especially because that was when I knew I could get my dinner in me and everything and get out there, so I'm feeling good about hunting all night. But the problem is the hogs are there when you get there, and you can't even get into your setup. If you want to stalk or you're using a rifle or something like that, having the remote and spin that feeder before you get to your setup, that way they're not all around the stand and you spook them walking in, they'll go straight to the feeder.
By spinning that feeder before we progress forward and bust everything out of the county, it's a distraction, it's a diversion. Either way, it takes the attention off of us trying to get into the setup or get into the stand, and putting it all around that feeder with that bait that just fell on the ground. It gives us enough time to get set up. The hogs don't know really what happened. All they know is the dinner bell rang and their attention is totally off of us, and we're able to get away with a lot when we do that.
Elusive Wildlife Television is brought to you by Black Eagle Arrows, Pig Oil Wild Hog and Bear Attractant, The Kill Light Outfitter, Buck Oil White-Tailed Deer Attractant, Maverick Blinds, and by Elusive Wildlife Technologies, makers of the Kill Light. Elusive Wildlife Television is brought to you by Bow Trainer, Strength Trainer for Archers.
You know, like we always say, one of the reasons that these big boars live as long as they do is because just like us, when we get older, we gain more experience. We become more wary about certain situations. We can sense things more than we could when we were younger. I feel that's true with these older boars that have lived a long life, that are tough as nails. They've been in a lot of fights. They've been hunted by a lot of predators, and they're gonna come out later at night when they know the coast is clear. And if you can get them on a routine, and get them acclimated to your setup, get them on a feeding pattern late in the middle of the night, the later the better, I gotta tell you. Chad and I are shooting the biggest boars on the properties after 2 in the morning.
All right, I can see the lights already on. There's pigs at the feeder now. The problem is that there's so many pigs that go to this feeder. This is the pig bowl. It's one of our all-time best spots. We have to use the remote. As soon as we get close enough that the feeder can get a signal, we spin the feeder. All the hogs around the area will go straight to the feeder. We can move in and make a kill. All right, gotta be really quiet. I'm gonna keep holding this remote button down until we get a signal. Drop shot. Hey, all I know is it's down, and that's all that matters. And you know what? I'm happy about that because this is one spot out of probably 3 on this whole place that I do not want to have to track a hog. So I couldn't ask for anything better than that. That's awesome.
You've seen the outfitter. Every feeder setup we have for hogs has at least one. They're pretty sweet. Drive in a T-post about 30 feet from your feeder. Mount it up, let the sun charge it during the day, and then at night, well, you get the idea. There's not a lot that could make it better, except for maybe a remote. With the new Outfitter R and Outfitter RF, you get just that. You don't even have to wait for the motion sensor to pick them up. Just hit that remote and watch as things slowly get brighter. Light them all up and keep it that way for up to 30 minutes. When the coast is clear, hit the remote and drop the light back down to standby. It doesn't get any easier. With the Outfitter RF, you get remote control capability and a folding solar panel. Pop that baby up and angle it just right to grab more of those rays. More charge during the day means more hours of light at night. You can even mount the Outfitter RF vertically, set up behind it, and blind hogs that look in your direction with light. It's not even fair. Don't believe me? Well, how about we give away one for free? Just go to the Elusive Wildlife Facebook page and like, comment, or share the giveaway post for your chance to win. We'll randomly pick a winner and it might as well be you. Can't wait? Just go to elusivewildlife.com and click on that shop button. Which light to buy, that's up to you, but be warned, hogs ain't gonna like the results either way. Put an Outfitter R or RF in your cart. We'll even let you put both. Go ahead and start making room in your freezer too. You're gonna need it.
The world to me, when the sun goes down, it just seems like a completely different place, and it's so mysterious. I have ground blind setups in some places that I just stalk, some pond levees that I come up from the pond and I'm shooting down in the bowl, so I call it the pig bowl. I mean, all those are great, but I tell you, when I can sneak in the dark and crawl up an old tower stand, an old like deer stand tower that we converted to be a kill light station, and once I get up there and get my gear situated and everything's quiet and those lights are burning and I can see like it's daylight, man, it's such a cool feeling. Like the whole world's closed off and I've got this little window because I've got all those lights on that feed station and I'm just sitting there just waiting in ambush. I don't know, predatory instinct, I don't know, but I love it. That was fun. That was fun. Feeder went off again. I don't think I have my blood tracker, but I've got our new headlamp, so I'll just switch colors here. See what kind of sign we have. There's blood everywhere. Blood on the leg right here. That's where I shot him. And then look right there. See that splatter? Now this is the exciting part. Look, you can see where he ran. There's my knock right there. Yeah, broke it off. Hey, it's right there. Oh man, Scott. Got some big cutters on him. Hey, that's a good hog, Scott. Look at that. Outfitter's about 40, 50 yards max behind me. Made a perfect heart shot. Man, this hog was there when we got there. Somehow I got in, didn't spook him, and it's late and I'm tired. I'm about ready to just take a nap next to this guy and admire him.
I'm gonna laugh when that thing jumps up at you, but the thing is, you made a heart shot, so
Yeah.
he shouldn't jump up.
Hey, man, he doesn't have the heart to do that.
Hey, that was a good one.
Yes, we get tired, and then you hear something coming.
And it wakes us up.
It wakes us up, and it's a big old brute like this. 20 years of doing this, we've learned a lot. There's a lot of different things that we do, a lot of different strategies that we've developed over time. It's funny because I keep learning more and more and more, and I guess I've done this so many times. I'm not gonna say I perfected it because I'm still learning. I mean, it wasn't until I think last year I had kind of an aha moment. I figured out a couple different things, and one of them was the 3-hour feed time, because I've been experimenting with all these different feed times, trying to figure out how do I get these hogs to get out of here. Some of these setups, I can't get to them in time. I'm not gonna camp out there all night, but by doing the 3-hour intervals, I'm able to get into the setup, and then here they come running right in right after I get set up. It doesn't even seem fair. Hey, that's made it a lot more fun for me. I'm getting a lot more kills, a lot more opportunities, and it's just made it that much more exciting. Well, as you saw, he dropped right there. That was a steep angle. I mean, we're way up on that pond levee. I actually didn't think I got much penetration, but it's trying to come out the other shoulder right there really low, so it was a great shot. I thought I was a little bit high, but we were up really high. No tracking required, and this is the thickest stuff, man. I did not want to go in there and tell you that. But man, these big hogs, they move late. 3 o'clock feed time. The setup worked like a charm.
Comes to this nighttime hog hunting, Chad and I have been doing it for going on 20 years now. It's probably the most exciting thing that we do as far as hunting. Yeah, we love having a huge monster buck come in, but when a huge monster boar comes in at 1 or 2 a.m. and it has no idea that you're there, and the lights are on them, and we're able to take advantage of them and bust that hog that we've been trying to get for almost a year maybe, I mean, there's no feeling like it in the world. I push everybody to get out there and try hunting at night for these hogs, because I guarantee you it'll pay off for you. If you're patient, if you do things right, if you have the wind right, you use our lights, it'll work for you. We love every minute of it, and we can't wait to do more.
You know, I don't know that there's anything I love to do more when it comes to hunting than chasing big whitetails with a stick and string. Bow hunting is amazing, and chasing big deer is just probably my favorite thing. But you know, there's a ton of opportunities to bow hunt stuff, right? There's bow fishing, there's hog hunting, there's predator hunting. You can do a plethora of stuff with a stick and a string. And what I've come to understand in exploring all these different options is that, you know what, man, at the end of the day, bow hunting is just absolutely a blast. It's just so much fun. You know, I run into people all the time as a pastor that sometimes think when it comes to Christ or it comes to church that to follow Christ or to be a Christ follower, to go to church is some dull, boring experience, and that if you're going to have any fun in life, you'll have fun outside of Christ. But at the moment that you say yes to Jesus, that's it, man. The party is over and all the fun stops. Let me just go ahead and tell you, I've been walking with the Lord personally for 27 years, and nothing could be further from the truth. Jesus said it like this in John chapter 10. Jesus said, "I came that you might have life, and that you might have a life that is lived to the fullest." I can promise you that following Jesus, giving everything to God, surrendering all of your life to Christ is the greatest live life to the fullest adventure that you'll ever know in your life. It's the enemy that makes us want to believe that it's dull and it's boring, but I promise you, nothing's further from the truth. And if you give God a second chance in your life, if you would just say, Lord, I want to know what that live life to the fullest experience is, He'd come into your life and He'd change it from the inside out. If you'd like to know more about a personal relationship with God through His Son, Jesus Christ, just go to elusivewildlife.com, click on the Moment of Truth tab.